Hi, my name is Amber, and this is the mid-year book freakout tag. This tag was originally created by Read Like Wildfire, and I will have her video linked down below. Number 1. Best book you've read so far. And that is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J Maas. Is the third and final in the ACOTAR trilogy. I adored this book. I adore this series. I've read so many incredible books and I could easily choose so many more for this. I'm choosing this based off of the fact that this series means so much to me and has become such a big part of my life that it easily has to be the best book that I've read so far. Number 2. Best sequel you've read so far. For this one, I decided to go with Avenged by Amy Tintira. This is the sequel to Ruined, which came out last year and was one of my top 10 favorite books of the year. This easily might be on the list again for this year. I loved this. I think this was the perfect sequel and it was just as amazing as the second one. This series, honestly, to me, just does not get as much love as it deserves. It's so good and I cannot wait for the third book to come out. This is definitely the best sequel I've read so far. Number 3, a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. There's so many for this. There's a ton of new releases this year that look amazing and fantastic, and I could easily pick a bunch of them, but I'm going to stick with the ones that I've actually bought and haven't read yet, and that was Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I still have yet to read a book by Laini Taylor, and I've heard so many incredible things about all of her books, so I'm extremely excited to get into this. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up one of her books sometime this year. Number 4, your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. For this one, again, there are so many that I could easily choose from. I have a ton of sequels that are be coming out later on this year that I cannot wait for. But for a brand new book in a brand new series, I have to go with Renegades by Marissa Meyer because I love all of her books and she is easily an auto-buy author for me. I will buy anything she ever comes out with. I cannot wait for this. It looks beautiful and incredible and I'm just extremely excited to see her next series. Number 5, your biggest disappointment. I decided to go with Blood Rose Rebellion for this one. I kept seeing this book everywhere and kept hearing people talk about it constantly and how amazing it was, and I was lucky enough to receive it through NetGalley, and I honestly was just extremely disappointed. While there were aspects of it that I enjoyed, overall I was just kind of bored throughout most of the story and didn't really care for any of the characters or what was happening, but that's just me. Number 6, your biggest surprise. For this one I chose Shadowrun, forgetting the author's names because there's 2 and I can't remember them, but I will have a picture up here. While I was excited for Shadowrun, I honestly didn't know what to expect and I definitely did not expect to love it as much as I did. It became one of my favorite books so far this year. I loved it. I am a huge fan of Firefly and this is supposed to be Firefly meets Dune and it was phenomenal. If you love anything science fiction, if you love Firefly even a little bit, you will love Shadowrun. Number 7, your favorite new author. Again, I could pick a ton for these because there are a bunch of new debut releases from new authors that I have adored so far, but I decided to go with one that was new to me but not new to the book world, and that is Casey West. I just started picking up her books this year. I've only read The Distance Between Us and By Your Side, but I adored both of them so much and I cannot wait to pick up more of her books. Number 8, newest fictional crush. I decided to go with Raiden from Daughter of the Pirate King. If you haven't read this book yet, please go do so. It's absolutely phenomenal. I loved every second of it. Raiden is hilarious and just so sarcastically adorable, and I love sarcasm so much. It is definitely something that attracts me to characters in a book, and I loved all of his little banter. Number 10, a book that made you cry. I decided to pick 2 for this one because they are 2 different kinds of crying, and I also wanted to pick something other than just ACOTAR for every answer. But of course, first was ACOTAR by Sarah J Maas. This book had me bawling my eyes out, and I was trying my hardest not to cry because I was in a public place and I really didn't need to seem like a crazy person. But this book tore me apart in so many different ways. But the second book that I decided to go with was Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. This is the third and final book in the Lara Jean trilogy. I did not expect to feel as much emotion as I did reading this book. I definitely wasn't bawling, but I had lots and lots of moments that had me tearing up in this book. It was so cute and such a great way to end this trilogy. Number 11, a book that made you happy. I had to go with Wires of Nerve by Marissa Meyer for this one. I adore the Lunar Chronicles. It is a series that constantly just makes you smile, and I knew Wires of Nerve was going to do that for me as well. I am so happy to have a way to be back in this world and experience these characters more. Now this is the graphic novel, which is absolutely beautiful when it comes to the art, but the story is honestly just so good. I'm incredibly excited to see where this is gonna go and how far she's going to take this. I don't know how many volumes are gonna come out, but I hope she just continues this forever because I could easily read about Aiko and all of these characters for the rest of my life. But this definitely had me smiling and giggling the entire time I was reading it. Number 12, the most beautiful book you've bought so far. So many for this one as well. I had to go with one that was a rebuy, and that is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. This recently came out in paperback this year, and it is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful in every way. It is one of those books that even if I didn't care for the story, I'd probably still buy just because it's that pretty. But I adored Carry On, and I am extremely happy to have this. Number 13, which books do you need to read before the end of the year? Can I just point to my entire bookshelf? Because there's probably about 50% of the books on this shelf alone that I need to read, not including new releases that I'm most likely going to end up buying before the year is out. Number 14, your favorite book community member. I decided to stick with BookTube, and I had to choose ADashofAsh. I found her videos this year and I loved all of them so much. She has such an incredible personality and you just can't help but enjoy all of her videos. I will have her channel linked down below, so make sure to go check her out. But there's so many incredible people in the BookTube community that I could talk about them forever. So those are all the questions and the mid-year book freakout tag. And there's a mix of people who have done this and who haven't, so I'm just gonna tag all of those booktubers out there that haven't done this yet. Let me know down below your favorite book that you've read so far this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.